What happens when humanity tries to build its own heaven on earth? After the flood cleansed the world, one people spoke one language with one purpose: to make a name for themselves and touch the skies. Their unity carried promise and peril. In their ambition, they would discover that true greatness comes not from our strength, but from humble dependence on the one who spoke the world into being. The earth, reborn from the waters, pulsed with new life. Noah's descendants spread out, settling the fertile plains of Shinar. They shared food, stories, laughter, above all, a common tongue. With one voice, they spoke of their past tragedies, their new hopes, and of a future shaped by human hands. In that land of rivers and fields, they felt invincible. One language welded them together like iron. One vision lit their hearts like the sunrise. Yet even unity, when untethered from divine wisdom, can become a snare. They gathered bricks, baked by the desert sun, and mortar mixed with tar to erect a tower of unmatched scale. Their chant rose, "Come, let us build a city and a tower whose top reaches into the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad." Their laughter echoed off brick and beam. They saw only possibility, never pondering the pride that swelled in their souls. Brick by brick, the tower climbed toward the clouds. Architects and laborers toiled in perfect rhythm, chisel and hammer singing a hymn of human achievement. From dawn's first light to dusk's last glow, the structure grew, its shadow creeping across the plain like a challenge to the Creator. Imagine the clamor, scaffolds clattering, voices raised in triumph, the smell of hot tar and fresh-cut stone filling the air. Merchants hawked bread and oil at the tower's base. Scholars debated blueprints in makeshift tents. And high above it all stood the council of builders, their robes dusted with earth, eyes lifted skyward. They believed themselves gods of their own destiny, their unity a fortress against any threat. No thought was given to the warning in their own hearts that ambition untamed becomes arrogance, and grandeur built without humility invites collapse. Yet in their zeal they pushed upward, ever upward, until the very foundations of heaven seemed within reach. But heaven is not won by human hands. God, whose voice once divided light from darkness, beheld their tower and heard their unified song. In righteous sorrow, he descended to confuse their speech so that one people would no longer be one. Suddenly, words lost their meaning. What is this brick? One man cried, yet others heard water. Bring the mortar, another shouted. They answered with wind. Chaos erupted, hands froze mid-build, voices clashed in a cacophony. Workers stared at one another in bewilderment, unable to understand even their closest kin. Bricks tumbled from great heights. Scaffolds tottered. A dream of human glory dissolved into shouts of fear. Their ambition had fractured their unity. In panic, families fled in opposite directions, carrying only scraps of half-spoken words. What began as a testament to collaboration ended in confusion and exile. Thus did God scatter them across the face of the earth, each group taking a new tongue, each tribe forging a fresh identity. The tower remained a ruin of ambition, a monument to the danger of pride unmoored from purpose. As dust settled, the plains of Shinar fell silent. No more the clamor of construction, only the rustle of footfalls as people set out toward unknown horizons. Some headed east, toward mountains kissed by sunrise. Others went west, chasing the last light of day. They carried seeds and stories in many tongues, transforming language into heritage. Nations were born. Cultures took root. Though scattered, the human family bore the image of God in every dialect. In every new land, they learned again to build homes, to sow fields, to speak words of comfort and worship. The confusion that once broke their tower now bound them to a greater truth. Diversity was not a curse, but a covenant. Reminder that no single people, no single language could contain the glory of God. From the ruins of pride arose a mosaic of nations, each echoing the Creator's infinite voice in its own way. The Tower of Babel warns us, unity without humility leads to ruin. But God's purpose was never to suppress our collaboration. He called us to depend on Him first. True harmony comes when our ambition is guided by divine wisdom and our hearts beat to the rhythm of heaven's grace. May we build not to exalt ourselves, but to glorify the One who made us one. In our diverse voices, let us still speak His name. Amen.